Our group, we dealt with non-verbal language of dignity in a human relationship. It was an exercise in reclaiming the body's wisdom, dignity.
So this is what we did. We broke up into pairs and took turns being movers and observers. And the goal was to simply think of an incident of humiliation, lack of dignity, and for the observer to move with the teller, the nonverbal teller of the story, and then they would switch the experience. Afterward, we went around, and everyone said what emerged from them in terms of what was the difference between telling my story and moving my story. What was the difference between hearing the words of someone's story and moving with them? And these are the things that came out of that. And I know for a nonverbal group, we have a lot of words to say, but here they come.
So, are we doing it in the order of
Where's
who was
Phil?
first?
Yeah.
Phil, yeah.
I discovered that moving in another's experience expanded my understanding of my own experience of humiliation.
It was very interesting to see that when I was an observer and the other person was nonverbal, then this communication was still flowing, because observing is not about judging. It's about being mindful. It's about being a connection to the other person. And we are so engrossed that when we are in the moving body, then we feel our pain. But when we silently observe somebody, it's a challenge to feel somebody's pain. And when we do that, then we take our human body and human mind to one level up, which is dignity and excellence. Thank you.
So I'm speaking for Shahid and myself. Our experience was that in moving non-verbally, the feelings became very real. And we were able to reconnect with real experiences on a whole other level. And that it was important to feel the authenticity and naturalness of it in a way that sometimes words do not. We can manipulate words very easily. We're skillful at that. It also was an honor to feel the vulnerability of our partners exposing these feelings and sharing them.
Yeah, I was lucky to be together with Tamar, and there was a difference, being an observer. I could feel, we both could feel that it's an opportunity to sharpen our empathy towards another person. While being in a position of moving, it was different. It gave us more feeling of freedom and creativity, and that's a kind of difference between the two positions.
One other thing that we found that I think is important to our work here is that movement created the condition for a kind of a spacious sense of trust with the other individual, and that without that sense of trust, the conditions for having exploring issues of dignity is really much less available. So it made that connection, created that condition for trust that with verbal communication is much less accessible because of our defenses.
And just to add that observation is a skill we can develop because we are so deep in our own selves that we don't see things that are important to others. But if we skillfully do this, then definitely we can have more empathy and love for people, and at least we can contribute to make it a better world and dignify, and which is very important, because dignity, and this is more quality of life. We are here only for once, we all are, so it's very important to smile and make people smile. Thank you.
I think it was a very powerful experience, because most of us, I myself, I'm verbal, I'm working with words, and suddenly I have not to use my usual habit of talking to people and trying to feel people, and it's much more difficult. And I have another thought. I'm thinking that it, especially when I'm working on training teachers, for example, to work with children, it can be a wonderful exercise for children. And I think that can be very easily connected to these two dimensions of moving and observation.
I think she wants us to finish.
So just for the last one, Tamar's contribution here is that movement creates a discomfort because it kind of outs us as to how much we hide behind our words. And we all think that, nobody knows what we're feeling. It's an illusion of control. But your body is speaking all the time. And so maybe we should non-verbally just put everything down and move. We invite you to join us. Thank you.